you guys, it's that time. Pick a story where in one of the decks or all of the decks could be a story or a message for you. So what I like to do is to have you guys pause the video and focus on which deck is resonating with you. And we'll go ahead and begin with deck number 1. And I'll be giving you guys a little bit of an update through the community posts. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups, the Sun, Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands, Ace of Swords, overall energy, the Hanged Man, Seven of Pentacles, and Shadow or the Devil. All right, so kind of feels like maybe you guys have been stuck or someplace in between. From a spiritual perspective, maybe you've been like on the fence in regards to maybe spiritual beliefs, spiritual practices. Maybe you're torn between the material world and the physical world. Maybe you are having or feeling as if you're needing to choose a side or choose what you want to do, or you know, like, are you going to focus on your this physical world or spiritual life? And it seems like there's a lot that you've been thinking about and coming to the realization of. And I do feel that you want to be liberated or you want to be authentic. I feel like you're being asked to look at things objectively, or maybe you're coming to the that conclusion that kind of like there is no right or wrong. You know, more so about like how life just is. And it does look like you are kind of like mastering something, mastering the art of thought, or mastering the art of life. Basically, it's something that you're claiming, and I kind of feel like you feel like you've got it, and you're like, this is it. This is the clarity that I needed. This is the answer that I needed. So whatever it is that, you know, you've been contemplating, I feel like you're going to get the answer that you needed in the clarity. If you were unable to decide on something, I feel like now you know what you need to do. You're going to make some sort of clear decision. I feel like you're also going to stand on your truth or stand on your beliefs. Yeah. I don't know if people are challenging you in any way, but if they are, I feel like you are confident enough to stand on what you believe. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about people judging me, or I'm not going to worry about, you know, XYZ, whatever this is. And so you seem pretty confident. I feel like you've also been doing some sort of shadow work, or you realized that you were trapped in a situation because that's what you were doing, was shadow work. Being forced to examine some sort of darkness within. And it's like the minute you understand or get what you needed from the lesson, I feel like you're going to be freed from it. You're going to be set free. Maybe you're also realizing that you were a slave to something, and you're just like, I'm not a slave to this anymore, or this doesn't define me anymore. So definitely a lot of truth and light. In regards to like relationships, kind of the same thing. Maybe you felt stuck or trapped in a relationship, or burdened by it, or obligated to somebody. And maybe you wondered why and didn't understand how come you couldn't just leave or let go. And it just seems like you're being liberated from that relationship. Like you understood something. They were helping you to realize something about yourself. I feel like you are also being purified, and something about your spirit is coming out renewed because of some sort of darkness that you were in. There could be something significant in regards to a Capricorn, a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, I feel like you're also tapping more into your feminine side. Whether you're male or already a female, maybe you've been more focused on your masculine energy, but I feel like something is happening where now you're focusing more on the feminine energy. And there's something that is giving you motivation or will, confidence. It could be a child that is inspiring you. It could be another feminine energy that's inspiring you. It seems like you have the will to fight or go after what you want. Maybe something was holding you back, or you didn't know why you should fight for something, but now you know why you should. Seems like you're also being protected by your ancestors, or you're surrounded by your ancestors or spirit guides. I feel like someone needs to tell the truth, or that's what they're doing. They're being honest and speaking forward. I don't know if someone's had like a blocked throat chakra, but I feel like it's not blocked anymore. I do feel like you're going to be seen and heard. You might feel like you're also in a spotlight or getting like a lot of attention. Maybe there's something very powerful about your words, the way you're connecting with people. Now, I feel like somebody might also see something in the sky, like you actually see something with your own eyes. You're like, what is that? Like, I know, I don't know what I'm seeing, but I see it, so you might experience some sort of unusual sighting in the sky. Yeah. So another thing too is that you're needing to set boundaries. Maybe that's something that you're realizing that you needed to do. Maybe someone's been trying to dominate you or overstep boundaries, and you're setting boundaries in place. Yeah, I feel like a confusing situation becomes clear. Also, I'm seeing something about a dream. I don't know if you had a dream that you've been trying to figure out, but it seems like that dream is like you understand what it means now, or it has clarity. I'm also seeing something in regards to a gift, a spiritual gift, or some sort of a talent, a hidden talent that you might decide to share with other people, or you're ready to talk about. Maybe you were wondering if you should talk about some sort of gift that you had. If you've been dealing with a hidden health issue, I feel like maybe you're going to find either the truth of what it is, or like clarity as to what's going on, or at least like another piece of the puzzle that helps you put things together. Definitely seems too like you will have peace, or make peace with people in your life, or someone in particular. Somebody's child might be coming off as a genius or very gifted. Someone's child also might turn out to be a leader. Religiously or spiritually, I feel like somebody realizes that something was a false god or false doctrine. You're going to discover what's true for you. I'm seeing either you are giving encouragement to someone, or someone is giving you encouragement to do something, especially like pursuing a dream. I don't know if someone has an injured pet, or is adopting a pet that has like a missing eye. One of those places that, you know, where the pets are like, something happened, like they're missing something. They've been through a lot. For somebody, I feel like maybe there's been miscommunication or distance or hostility between you and a fire sign. Maybe you never trusted this person. I feel like somebody's been distant. They've been holding their tongue. Someone's been showing a lot of self-restraint. You might feel like someone abandoned you. Okay, it seems like communication between you and a fire sign is always some sort of friction. Like you guys keep misunderstanding one another. The way you communicate with each other is just differently. Maybe you also have opposite opinions that are strong, so it's just kind of hard for you to connect with this person. It could be a man or woman. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could even be like a supervisor or somebody that you work with. But it just seems like there's always an issue with this person. Someone pulls away when they're too emotional. It comes off as detachment or coldness. In a love situation, there may be someone who's envious of your relationship, or you might find yourself envious of someone in a relationship. If someone became distant from you that you just started to get to know, this person has someone else in the picture, and they are focusing on them. And they will likely stay with that person because they have security with them. Health-wise, I'm seeing anxiety or high blood pressure. Something could be revealed or exposed to you in regards to an earth sign, or an earth sign might reveal something to you that's very surprising. It also looks like a relationship with an earth sign maybe had to be dismantled before you guys, so that you guys could rebuild the relationship. Again, it doesn't have to just be a romantic relationship. It could be any relationship that it may have fallen apart because it was on a faulty foundation. So something needs to be established with transparency and truth. I feel like somebody also may try to hurt you, or they tried to hurt you, but they ended up hurting themselves as well. You might find yourself doing something very new or seeing something with new eyes. I'm feeling like somebody who can breathe. I don't know if someone was suffering from asthma or bronchitis. I don't know, it just feels like someone's airways are clear now. Now, I see you also ignoring someone who's trying to talk to you or get your attention, or maybe this person called you and you're just like ignoring them. Maybe even to the extent of blocking someone. I mean, it could just be, unwanted solicitors calling. Why can't I say solicitors? Um, yeah, it could be something like that, and you're just kind of like blocking those calls. And, you know, if that's the case, it must be really significant for it to come through your reading. But yeah, I feel like you're ignoring or blocking some kind of communication. Maybe you're just blocking something out with your mind. You're like, I'm not going to feed into negativity, or I'm not going to feed into XYZ. And so that alone just lifts some sort of weight off of you. I feel like you're trying to protect your peace. If someone is being petty or immature, I feel like you're going to disconnect. All right, so let's see what messages there are for deck number 2. All right, you have the Ace. I think this is the Ace of Swords, Ace of Air. No, that is the Ace of Wands. I'm sorry. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. Renewal. The Empress. Overall energy. Wise Counselor. Page of Swords. And Three of Wands. And this is Ace of Earth. Sorry, y'all. Okay. All right, so overall energies. I feel like something has been revealed to you. You've received some sort of new knowledge. It also could be that, you're learning more or in school. It's possible too that you've had to seek advice from someone who has a higher knowledge. Even if you are knowledgeable, you're having to go to someone that has like higher knowledge or different knowledge that you don't have in your stored data bank. I'm seeing you like just still undergoing some sort of life lesson though. You also might learn something about someone else, like someone is revealing things to you, and this is still kind of like learning because you're like learning something new about somebody. You're like, oh, I didn't know, this is news to me. I didn't know. Or I've been knowing you for 10 years. I never knew that. So someone could be revealing some information about themselves that you didn't know. You thought you knew everything about this person, maybe. You also could be learning something new about yourself. I'm seeing you also take on some sort of responsibilities. So maybe you're having to focus on a lot of things this week. Paperwork, promotion. If you just got some sort of promotion at work, definitely could be having more responsibilities and having to pay more attention to detail. Seems like you're also having to establish some sort of structure to your life. I don't know if your life has been kind of chaotic, but it seems like you're having to get a little structure or put things in order. In regards to your home, you might have to hire a professional to do something. Maybe you were trying to do something yourself and you're like, I think I need a professional. So you might have to find a professional to do something for you. There's a possibility that there's an opportunity opening up to you for real estate or going to school or a new, like I said, career opportunity, whether it is the promotion or like you being hired someplace else, like they're offering some sort of job to you. And also, whatever it is that you've been anticipating or waiting for, I feel like you don't have to wait anymore. Like, the time is now, or maybe you've arrived where you need to be. Now, I'm also seeing two people going in different directions. If you are in a relationship, something could be going on where you and your partner are going in different directions and you need to like really have a sit down and figure out what what are you guys going to do? Are you going to just go your separate ways, or are you going to work together in order to sustain a relationship? Seems like you also are having to revisit a past situation. Something that you put off in the past is going to come back to you. And it's like either you're going to procrastinate again, or you're going to just like go ahead and do what you need to do. I feel like you want to get things over with, or you just want to be responsible. So you might not put it off this time. You might say, let me just go ahead and do what I need to do. You might find yourself feeling some enjoyment or indulging in things that are pleasurable. Maybe you're pampering yourself, spending money on yourself. It's likely you might do something for yourself. It's like you're enjoying something pleasurable, material, dealing with material pleasures. You might treat yourself to something. You're like, I'm going to treat myself to a new car, or I'm going to treat myself to a new wardrobe. Maybe you're also doing something physically for yourself. Maybe doing some sort of cleanse or massage. Anything that takes care of the physical body. In regards to relationships, I don't know. I feel like someone is trying to see if they're ready for a commitment. And if someone is already in a committed relationship, you or your partner will likely have to deal with some form of temptation. And I feel like it would be from a past person. I feel too like even though you prepared for some sort of lesson, you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna next time this happens, I'm gonna be prepared." Like, and it's like no matter, even though you told yourself you were gonna prepare, when you're in the situation, you end up forgetting, what you said you were gonna do, or maybe it just the test comes in a different form and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting to be tested this way. I thought I was going to be tested that way. Now what do I do? So it's kind of like you're being tested, but in a way that you couldn't plan for. You thought you did, or you thought you could, but still hits you differently. Now, it could be that someone is trying to spoil you. Maybe there's someone who believes in like traditional relationships, and they're like, they believe, that men are the breadwinners, and they're just like, let me take care of you. Let me nurture you. And maybe you're okay with it. Maybe you're like, oh, good, because I like being domestic, so it could be something like that going on. Maybe there's one relationship didn't work out because somebody was more into tradition. So it could be that you're finally connecting with someone who believes in traditional relationships the way you do. I feel like you're also having to follow the rules. If you're normally a free-spirited person, or you just like doing things on your terms, something's going on where you're like, okay, I'll follow the rules. Something's going on where I feel like there's a lack of resources or finances. So you're having to go outside of your comfort zone, in a sense, to find resources. If you're looking for a job, it seems like you have to go someplace far or do something that you're not used to doing for money. You could be dealing with pride as well. Maybe you're having to let go of your pride. I was also getting like having to sell something. Maybe like if you had some valuable piece of jewelry, but times have gotten hard, it's like, okay, I need to pawn this now. There could be something significant going on in regards to either your reproductive organs, your mother or mother figure. At one point, you may have disconnected from an air sign. You might hear from this person again or hear of them. Seems like you're hearing some sort of news. In regards to relationships, I feel like an air sign came between two people, or at least the blame is being put on the air sign. It could be anybody, but usually when I get this, it's like an air sign. Also, if you find yourself torn in regards to decisions, somebody might make a decision for you. Somebody could be lurking or trying to find out information about you. I don't know if this information is for themselves or if they are reporting back to someone, whether it's dealing with a love interest, wanting to know things about you, and they ask their person, their friend or family member to find out something about you. Or it could be a supervisor just kind of like watching you closely when you work and reporting back to someone else. But somebody's lurking, and especially a fire sign. It's also possible that a fire sign has been trying to avoid you, or you've been trying to avoid them. Okay, so I feel like there's going to be some sort of announcement or PSA. You could also be getting on your soapbox. Seems like there's something that is being revealed. You could also be receiving a phone call and getting some sort of news that you've been waiting to hear. Whatever information is revealed to you is going to be transformative. There could also be news about job loss, or someone ending their job or quitting. Or maybe you're hearing on the news something in regards to your company and you didn't know, you learned it on the news. And then you're just kind of like, well, how does that affect me? So there could be some sort of major career changes happening for you. Maybe there's also something new happening, but something old ending. And you also could go from working from a company to being independent. If you're already independent, you might be making changes to your company or your services or your name. If you have siblings or you talk to your cousins that are close, you might receive some sort of message or news from them. I feel like something is being replenished after having a lack of something. Like somebody had an empty pantry and now it's being restored. If you were dealing with any type of vitamin deficiencies or lack of nutrients, I feel like that is something that you're going to be focused on restoring. Also, if you get rejected, I feel like you're going to come to the realization that, you know, it's okay, or just you're going to be okay with it. But it does force you to reevaluate yourself in a sense. Like you're going to have to validate yourself. I don't know if anyone like suffers from like body dysmorphia. It just seems like you're coming to some sort of clarity in regards to your physical appearance, especially after a rejection. Now, someone could be thinking about like cosmetic surgery, but it still seems like it would be something that you would do for yourself, not necessarily because of anybody. Maybe at first it was, but now it's like for you. I feel like there's also someone who's been thinking about you a lot. And this person might be at a distance. I feel like it's more of like a mother or a mother figure though. But it could still be someone that you're romantically linked to. You yourself, I feel like, are going to be recognized for a uniqueness that you have about yourself, or you're embracing some sort of unique beauty about yourself. I almost feel like you're being considered kind of like a unicorn. Maybe you're albino, but you see the beauty within you, or you have like a lot of freckles, or there is just something unusual about your appearance, and I feel like you're embracing it, and then other people start to embrace it. Maybe people were already actually embracing it before you, and then you come to the realization that, hey, I am unique, or this is beautiful. So yeah, I feel like something's going on where you're embracing some sort of unique physical feature on you. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to deck number 3. You have the King of Swords, the Eight of Swords, Queen of Cups, Five of Cups, Seven of Coins, overall energy, Ace of Cups, the Chariot, and the Devil. All right. Again, I'm getting a situation where maybe you felt trapped or imprisoned. Maybe you felt like you were in literal hell, feeling a little lost. You also may have been doing some kind of shadow work. Something's happening where maybe you're confronting your shadow, or you're no longer afraid of, whatever has been haunting you, or if you felt like you were in hell, you just kind of like, I don't know, something about the way your take on it, you kind of mastered something, or you stopped running from it. You just like stood in a mirror and just kind of like confronted yourself or your situation, and kind of just like it is what it is. Like I'm getting like this tough as nails energy, where you're like, you can't scare me anymore, or it's like you're taking your power back. I feel like maybe you've been consumed by, fear. Something was being done out of fear, and now you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care. I have no fear. And it just seems like it releases you from, the pits of hell, or this hellish experience that you've been going through. And I feel like you're going to have like a sense of renewal and clarity. I feel like you're also practicing some sort of self-love or unconditional love. It just seems like you're back in control. Something was intimidating to you, but you're not intimidated anymore. You still might have moments where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then it's like you have to snap out of it and remember who's in control. It kind of makes me think of someone who's maybe trying to manifest, and you know, you're trying to break the habit of like saying like negative, unintentionally saying negative affirmations. And then you're like, oh, I got to remember who's the master, who's in control of my life, my thoughts. And so you're having to, you know, really focus on what you're thinking or be more aware of your thoughts, because it does seem like you keep allowing thoughts to consume you, or to get in a way. Yeah. And also, maybe there is someone who's been manipulative, and you have to set boundaries with this person. You can't let somebody get into your head. So there may be something significant in regards to a Capricorn, Cancer, water sign, or air sign in your life. Maybe you're also feeling overwhelmed at times. Seems like you're also trying to take control by shutting down some sort of thoughts, like you don't want to think of someone. This might be a situation, though, that the more you think of them, the more intense it becomes, you know, especially if you're fighting against something that is destined. Either you are having trouble, you know, with controlling your thoughts about a water sign, or they can't seem to stop thinking about you. Someone around you might be lonely, or maybe you are dealing with some kind of loneliness. Try not to get stuck in the past, because I see that too, like you being consumed with past decisions and just realizing that, you know, you can't change the past. There's also someone who wants to talk to you or reach out to you, but their pride won't let them. I'm showing that ultimately your patience is going to be tried. You are also needing to take a pause or time out this week, and make some sort of decisions based off of practicality. I feel like you're doing something where you're trying to make sure that you don't get emotionally caught up in something. You're like, let me look at this from a logical standpoint. You're also focused on, you know, what you need versus what you want. You likely have to be careful with spending. Your resources might be very limited, so it's like you just have to be very cautious on what you choose to spend your money on. And then going back to you having to be patient, whatever's going on, like the seed has been planted, so you know there's nothing more you need to do at this time but allow certain things to fall into place. It's like you might keep checking a situation to see like what's going to happen, and it's just like, you know, you're getting nervous or dealing with anxiety because you don't know what's happening. But it's like, just trust the process, just relax. You know, a watch pot doesn't boil, so you might have to find yourself, distract yourself or find something else to focus on, instead of, you know, especially more so like if you're trying to manifest something and you're like, oh, I wonder if it's going to manifest today. Like, I've been trying to manifest that relationship or that money or, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. It's like, stop checking and just like go do something else. Focus on something else because, whatever seed has been planted is growing and developing beneath the surface. And you'll know once something is ready to start happening. Financially, you might be trying to figure out some things in regards to debt. Trying to figure out how to pay something off. In regards to relationships. Okay, so if you're already in a committed relationship, it just seems like maybe you guys are having to become more responsible in some way, or maybe you're having to share your resources, or you're having to put your resources together. Maybe you're trying to save to purchase land or a home. You also might have to come together as a family, or you're having to work with your in-laws about something, or I don't know, it just seems like you're having to come together as a family. If you're single, either someone in a high position is eyeing you as a potential love interest, looking like they're looking for someone to complete them or to fit in with their lifestyle, or they're just looking for that person because they've already established everything on their own. So either they're looking to bring you into their life, or someone that's in a relationship already is like interested in you. In regards to your family, you might learn something about your family, or something's very revealing about your bloodline or who you're related to and things of that nature. Something about lavender seems significant. I don't know if you like that scent or if you need that for healing. Spiritually, I feel like somebody is trying to open up a portal, or be cautious of what you're trying to do magically because you might open up the wrong portal. This does make me think of something politically. It is possible that politicians are trying to open up a portal. Also, in regards to hotel rooms, I do feel like maybe you should check the mirrors. I know at one point there was someone showing like how to check the mirrors to make sure that they're not, you know, two-sided. Is something that you're needing to do, but I forgot. You need to just look it up. So if you are staying at a hotel, make sure that you look out for your safety, just all in all. Even when you go to public restrooms, make sure that, I don't know, because I'm kind of seeing like somebody like with a mirror and they're looking like under a stall. So just be careful. Um, Paperwork could be giving you anxiety. I also feel like some sort of help is being offered to you, but pride is getting in the way. It's possible that you're going to develop feelings for a coworker or a client. Relationship, if you're in a relationship or have been in a situationship, it needs work. I feel like maybe you guys are trying to repair a relationship, especially if you keep having like these mini breakups. Seems like you guys are just trying to figure out a solution to this. It's like, how can we fix this so that we stop breaking up and coming back together? Part of it has to do with secrets. Maybe you and your partner are needing to be more open and transparent with one another. Also, a honeymoon phase could be coming to an end and you're starting to see the reality of a situation. Health-wise, I feel that maybe you've been healing someone through prayer or meditation or doing Reiki. I feel like someone also needs to find the source of their migraines. Something's going on. Might be something deeper that's causing someone to have migraines. A deeper issue going on. Maybe emotionally that's taking a toll on the physical. There is the potential of having a sad dream, or maybe you already had this sad dream. Again, I'm getting the energy of someone that's thinking of you or misses you, but they're not expressing it. Maybe somebody's been dreaming about you. Or if you've been dreaming about someone a lot, it could be because they've been thinking about you. I'm hearing something about the sad truth. Someone has been the way they are because of the sadness that they carry along with this memory. So it's kind of like a defense mechanism. So if someone has been distant or hurtful, it's because of some sort of sadness that they've been carrying with them. I feel like somebody has had a hard time letting go or releasing the past, especially if it involves a fire sign. I feel like somebody also has a hard time admitting that they were immature. I don't know. I kind of feel like someone feels lonely sometimes. It's like one minute maybe you enjoy being single, and the next minute you don't. You just feel lonely. Also in love, if you've been too focused on making practical decisions, maybe you're ready to follow your heart. You're like, I don't want a relationship that just looks good on paper. I want what my heart wants. I don't know, something about your situation seems bittersweet. Like, if you come into some sort of financial independence, what you had to do to have that or achieve that, it's like you had to give something up, so it's bittersweet. I feel like somebody is saying like shoulda, woulda, coulda. Maybe someone thinks it's too late to follow their dreams, but I don't feel like it is. So I don't know, maybe you're someone who is older. Even if now, you're 30 and you're like, I should have followed my dream to do art. It's like, go do it. So whether you're, in your 20s, 30s, 50s, 60s, just I feel like you're being encouraged to go after your dreams because you're always going to feel empty if you don't. It's like we understand that you have to do things practically in this life, but I don't know. Sometimes, and even speaking from experience, like pursuing your dreams first and then the money will follow. So a lot of times people work a job because it's fear-based, and it's just like, you're just working that job because have a fear of being poor or a fear of this or that, and it's just like try to do something that you actually care about or are passionate about, and watch the money follow. Yeah. Especially if you started a passion project some time ago and then abandoned it. It's like it might be time to get back to it. And one last thing I'm getting is that somebody is waiting to hear from you or talk to you. I don't know if they already reached out to you, or if it's just that this person's been thinking about you a lot, but and I hate to say that because I know it's not for everybody. So it's like, be prepared to be rejected if it's somebody that you've been wanting to talk to, because I don't know exactly who that message is for. All right, so hopefully this helps. Feel free to leave your feedback. Thank you guys for watching. Sending you love and grace.